A horrifying moment for two Texas parents when someone hacked into the camera they were using to monitor their 2-year-old. Tonight, we're looking at ways to protect your home from a similar digital invasion. Welcome back. I'm Beth Haynes. Those parents first realized someone hacked their baby monitor when they heard voices coming from their daughter's room. And what Dad Mark Gilbert heard was equally as chilling. The hacker was yelling expletives at his child and saying her name. Gilbert immediately pulled the plug and started doing research. He believes someone hacked into the router and his camera. Now he's warning other parents about the danger.
As a father, you know, I'm supposed to protect her against people like this, and so it's a little embarrassing, you know, to say the least, but it's not going to happen again.
And joining us now with ways to protect your home is Dan Thompson with Claris Networks. Really appreciate you being here, and pretty unnerving, especially if you're a parent with a baby monitor. But not just baby monitors. Let's talk about other items in your home that hackers can take advantage of.
Well, sure, yeah. So, I mean, basically what they did with this baby monitor, literally any other device that you have in your home or, I mean, just connected to the internet, period, is susceptible to this kind of attack. And so for a lot of us who, you know, operate in the technology community and the security community are not excited about this, but at least interested, because it's like, hey, this is the first time that something has happened to the general public to get people's attention, because this is something we have to pay attention to. In
layman's terms, without getting too specific, how would this happen, and how easy is it to hack into either a camera, a router, or another tech device?
Sure. So, well, depending on how the camera was set up, it could be trivially easy. Like trivially easy as in, not a knock against you, but you tell me all the time you're not really technologically savvy. But I could teach you how to do this. And so, like, it's that easy. But now to hack into somebody's computer or to hack into their cell phone or something like that, that takes a little bit more skill. But the thing to remember is, just as a consumer, if you bring a device home and plug it in and it works automatically, chances are it's probably not as secure as it should be. So we have to think about things like our wireless networks. Did I have a password that I had to enter at any time when I set this up? You know, did I protect my user accounts and things like that? So, you know, it's a good conversation to be thinking. If it was easy, it might not have been the most secure thing ever.
When you go home, and if you're already at home, do a quick inventory. What are the devices you want to look at first to make sure they're secure?
Sure. So the very first thing that I would look at is my wireless network, because that's the one that's easily accessible from outside your house, right? Because just by its very nature, it's going to broadcast outside of your home. And a couple of things to think about there. One, you know, don't change your, you know, the wireless network to be like your name, your last name. Like if I look around my neighborhood, I've got ones that are like caution and warning, which that's not going to scare anybody away. But, you know, having your last name there, it just tells them, oh, I know it's this house, so I can get closer to that house. So just have, you know, random things like mine's pretty fly for a Wi-Fi, you know, just something goofy. But then I have a solid password, and I use WPA2, which is the strongest form of a password that you can have today. And it's just things like that to think of, and that'll keep it at least as secure as we can make it.
Any other item that catches people off guard? I mean, obviously wireless. I mean, and your routers, that comes to mind.
So computers obviously are the biggest target. So not keeping up with our patches, not keeping up antivirus on our systems, those are the big targets. And what hackers do, you know, they're just looking for an easy target. So like this gentleman whose camera got hacked, it's probably not that they were targeting him specifically. They just found an easy target and just happened to be him. So people have to stop thinking about, well, I'm just a nobody. Who would want to hack into my stuff? If it's vulnerable, they want it because it's valuable to them.
And we were talking, it's nearly impossible to track the hacker.
It can be, absolutely, especially with home gear. Home gear is not set up to do logging and tracking and things like that. So, you know, if your home gets broken into from an internet perspective, it's very, very hard to track that.
All right, Dan Thompson, thanks for being with us.
No problem.
Great information. Certainly want to do an inventory of your home after hearing this. And we're coming right back after this break.